The Swedes have been fairly consistent through this tournament, but Ron Berg told us the 4-3 win against the Russians when they scored 3 goals in the third period gave them a little juice, the belief that they could come back if they had to.
Friberg has both those tying goals against the Finns with less than 2 minutes to go in the semifinal, against the Russians with less than a minute to go in the round robin that earned Sweden the bye into the semifinal. Palkov battling for it. And a loose puck down in front of the Swedish goal, finally scooped up by Kosov. Yaroslav Kosov. Peeling back, he's got Sundstrom on him. And now Clefbaum had lost his stick. That gives Barbashev a chance to center it. And the Palkov couldn't fire it home. Now Sundstrom backhands it ahead, and Friberg has it 1-on-4 as his teammates are changing. Has to look back, there's no one even close. And Friberg buys some time, flips it back in front. Boyce Rothemel had that skip over his stick.
Nice defensive play. Kucherov, Tampa Bay second rounders, back in the right spot.
Clausen flips that in front. Makarov steers that away. Now Thorell on it. Eric Thorell tries to feed that back in front. Boyce Rothemel fights off the check of Antipin. He'll flip that in deep. 5 to go in the first period. Still no score. Gusev put that right on the stick of Thorell as he played it back. And Thorell spins and shoots. Makarov makes the save.
The danger for the Swedes here, Gord, is they've dominated so much, but the Russians have such skill that they only need one chance, one break, and they can score on the rush. So the Swedes need the cash while they have the Russians on their heels.
That pass rolls wide, and we get a nice thing call. We'll send it to forehand Lalji.
Gord, the biggest question mark for the Swedes coming into this game is goaltender Johan Gustafsson. Now, he gave up 7 goals in his first 2 games. So for the next game against the Slovaks, he didn't dress. He watched the game upstairs with goaltending coach Daniel Henriksen. The coaches wanted him to see just how much faster things happen on the smaller ice and how different the angles are. Now, they told him then that he was still going to be the guy. He was better in the last game against the Russians. Right now, the only thing he's got to fight is boredom.
Here's Kuznetsov. He'll give you something to think about. Evgeny Kuznetsov wraps it around in front, bouncing puck, and Kokochev put it wide. If there's been an Achilles heel for the Swedes in these 30 years without a gold medal, it's been goaltending. Minajad hacks it out, and Sergeyev back to pick it up. Yakubov sends it ahead for Kokochev. He's got Kuznetsov with him, trying to flip that in front. And Patrick Nemeth blocked that. Flipped ahead by Carlson. And now Nesterov plays it back. Nikita Nesterov, a Tampa Bay 5th-round pick of the last draft. Steve Yzerman praising his play last night. Thinks Nesterov is a battler. Kuznetsov slides that ahead for Kokochev. Poke check by Nemeth. And Patrick Nemeth appears to be the guy getting the assignment against Kuznetsov and Yakupov. Rensfeld in across the line. Crisscrossing, trying to pull the puck in for Goldberg. That pass went astray. And now Telegin has it. Ivan Telegin, the Barry Colts, works his way in, fans on the shot. Telegin gets the puck right back, flips it in front, fired on goal by Zemchenko. And Gustafsson able to make the save.
Dominant in the semifinal win against Canada. Evgeny Kuznetsov got a break when his shot, first 2 goals deflected off of Ryan Murray, and then with Canada made a bad change, Kuznetsov got behind the defense. The over-exuberant goal celebrations have not made him a favorite here. Every time he touches the puck, you can tell as the crowd reacts.
Took the Russians 12.5 minutes to get their first shot of the game. It took them another 4 to get their second. 15-2, the shots on goal. Larson works his way in. But this has been a bit of a Russian characteristic, mostly in the third period. Here's Clefbaum with a drive. Makarov the save, loose puck in front, and it's knocked away by Sergeyev. The Russians were outshot 22-4 by the Swedes in the third period in the round robin, 21-6 by Canada in the third period in the semifinal. And Clefbaum knocks it down. Remember the old Soviet teams? Thought to be 40-15.
They'd have 4 2-on-1s by the time it was over.
They'd score 4 times in the 15. Nikita Kucherov in across the line, drops it back for Gusev. Little head fake and shoots. That was blocked by Backman. And now Clausen retreats. He's got Gusev all over him, flips it back in front for Kucherov. Point blank chance. Gustafsson down. Here they come again. Gusev drops it back. Ozhiganov to Gusev. Spins and shoots. That was blocked by Backman, and the puck to the line, but not out. And Clausen swings back to pick it up. Under 2 to go now, to turnover. Kucherov sends it across, and that shot, Grigorienko fires, thought he'd scored. And the puck deflected just wide.
The battle for a goaltender standing at one end of the ice by himself is to stand sharp, to stay sharp. Gusev makes a nice play behind the net and finds Kucherov out front. Kucherov's all alone, and Johan Gustafsson gets the blocker on it, and then the battle in front of the net defended well by Mattias Backlund.
1:49 to go in the opening period. 16-3 the shots for Sweden. There's still no score. And the face-off wasn't done properly. The Russian player won it with his feet. Getting Kuznetsov, a first-round pick of the Washington Capitals, 26th overall in 2010. Stera with a shot that rolls right down to Gustafsson. The Swedes cleared away, but icing is waved off. Yeldikov, the overtime hero against the Finns, or the Czechs rather, in the quarterfinal game. And now Raquel with it. Raquel comes in. Yeldikov all over him. And Raquel peels back. Carlson standing in front along with Zibanejad. And Raquel's a one-man gang down there, still has it. Feeds it back for Jonas Brodin. A long shot, tipped right on. Carlson bangs away. Makarov down, reaches back, and the puck stays out. Andrei Makarov kept it up by inches.
William Karlsson had a power play goal in the semifinal against the Finns that bounced off his leg. He almost gets another one off his leg as the point shot hits him, and somehow this puck stays outside of the cage. Makarov has it go through his feet, and much like Mark Byzantine in the bronze medal game, reaches behind him with his trapper to make the save.
Swedes control off the face-off. Nemeth takes the return pass. The long wrist shot, tipped just wide of the goal by Freeberg. And now Telegan goes rink wide for Zemchenko. His pass to an open wing, picked up by Johan Sundstrom, who banks it out to center ice. Final minute now, the first period. Zemchenko intercepts that clearing attempt. Looks down low for Kulikov. And Freeberg just able to flip that up for Larson. He's got Sundstrom with him. Johan Larsson, the Swedish captain, finds Sundstrom. Battle down in the corner with Arzamatsev. And now Kulikov has it with Telegan flying ahead. Kulikov flips that down to the Swedish zone. Brodin back for it. And Jonas Brodin winds ahead as the Russians are changing. Brodin, hard pass ahead for Zibanejad. And jumping in is Carlson onside, but the puck skipped away from him. Now Apalkov has it back the other way for the Russians. Apalkov, centering pass, is off the leg of Barbashev. William Karlsson falls in behind the goal. Picked up by Kosov. Clefbaum steps into him, but he falls as well. And time expires at the end of the first period. 17-3. The Swedes outshoot the Russians, but they have nothing to show for it so far. This is the gold medal game of the 2012 World Junior Hockey Championship. Our first intermission is coming up.
First period scoring summary is brought to you by Chevrolet. Driving our world forward, we should not be surprised. The Swedes have outshot every single opponent in this tournament, and by a wide margin. Gordon Miller, Ray Ferraro with the second.
No, but we were surprised by Valery Bragan's choice of a starting goaltender. He goes with Andrei Makarov, and so far the choice has paid off.
Maybe the coach does know the players well, and he thought that Vasilevsky was tired. He wanted to go with Makarov, who played so well in the last 5.5 minutes against Canada last night, or 2 nights ago rather. 7 stops. He was brilliant in the first period. The Russians just could not get their hands on the puck. Relentless pressure. Doesn't look very happy, does Valery Bragan, but his squad is tied at 0. If they can find their legs, maybe they can take over the game. But they've not had the puck at all.
A hard-nosed coach in every sense of the word. Valery Bragan was a longtime Russian club team player, actually finished his career in Denmark, and that's where he started coaching. Bragan, who coached the Russians to a silver medal in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and then a gold medal last year in Buffalo, is back for his 3rd time around. Larson long shot, and Makarov hangs onto it. In the meantime, for Roger Ronberg in Sweden, you outshoot them 17-3, you outchance them 7-1. The Russians turn the puck over 6 times. You do everything but score.
And you're nowhere. You have to preach to the team that it's about the process. This is to play the entire night. Don't get frustrated. Chip away. Continue with the same pressure. Eventually, you feel that it's going to go in.
And Tiepin to Yakupov, and that pass is broken up because Kuznetsov fires it ahead. And Gustafsson plays out away to Freeberg. Max Freeberg, who last year at this time was playing in the Swedish First Division, that's 2 levels below the Swedish Elite League, for a little team called Skövde. Picked in the 5th round by the Anaheim Ducks. He had a breakout tournament last year in Buffalo, and he's back this year leading the tournament in scoring. We talked about James Duthie mentioned it, that Daniel Sobchenko and Yuri Yurichev, who were members of last year's Russian gold medal team, passed away in the horrible Yaroslavl air crash. Well, Valery Bragin lost another player that he coached in 2005. Alexander Galimov won a silver medal with him in that tournament. So a heavy heart for Valery Bragin, indeed all of Russian hockey and the hockey community, after that horrible tragedy last September. And the Russians playing with heavy hearts, and Evgeny Kuznetsov has the words "Loko" on the back of his helmet. Lokomotiv Yaroslavl is back in Russian hockey. They're playing in a league below the KHL. They've got players on loan from a bunch of other teams. They're hopeful to be back in the Continental Hockey League next season. This tournament will be played in Ufa, Russia next year, where Salavat Ufa plays. And 9 of these Russians, along with 9 of these Swedes, are eligible to come back. Very unusual for the Russians to bring that many younger players. Terrell, nifty move, works it down low for the Swedes. Wrapper on try, Makarov down, the puck comes free. And Kucherov plays it ahead to Gusev. Russians break in 3 wide. In comes Gusev with a shot that goes off the leg of Petr Granberg. Now back at the line. That long shot by Zheldikov is blocked. And Granberg has it for the Swedes. He's got Gusev all over him. But Granberg plays it there for William Karlsson. Zheldikov swings back. 22-3 are the shots. Kulikov works his way in. And Kulikov drops it down low at the line, held by Zheldikov, but it skipped off his skate and out. How many dozens of times in international hockey, Ray, have we seen the Russians outshot like this and then get the first one? There's a shot by Zibanejad. That's gloved by Makarov, but he's able to hang on.
They seem to be able to get one chance scored, get out on the rush and score on the rush. But the Russians just haven't had the puck at all. This is a beautiful play by Thorell as he goes around the defenseman Sergeyev and then tries to wrap. Nice stop again by Makarov, who gets over, flattens out the paddle to make the stop. But the pressure has been relentless for 22 minutes.
Larson wins that draw cleanly back to Clausen, who flips it there for Sundstrom back in front. To Larson with a shot that goes just wide.